Howdy folks. So now that we have a little bit of understanding of our right triangle trigonometry, let's try another applied problem. So this one's wanting you to sketch a right triangle corresponding to the trigonometric function of the acute angle theta, then find the exact values of the other 5 trigonometric functions of theta. All right, so based off of this information, we have the secant of our angle theta is 6/5. Now, if you don't like dealing with secants and cosecants and cotangents, you can transform this into its reciprocal function. So in this case, we could say that the cosine of theta is 5/6. So sometimes that's a little easier to just wrap your brain around, and that's fine. So from this, though, we can now do our sketch. And now our right triangles don't have to be anything fancy, but it doesn't have to be to scale or anything like that. That's probably the most important thing. As long as we have an understanding of what we think it should look like, that's the more important thing. So if we call this angle theta, what do we know based off of this 5/6? So remember, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent side to our angle theta should be 5, and the hypotenuse should be 6. So there's the heart of our problem. And so now to find the rest of those trig functions, we're going to need this third side. So let's figure that out. If we want, we can call it A or X or whatever we want. But at any rate, we know that A squared plus 5 squared should be 6 squared. So we can knock this down pretty quick. And if we subtract 25, we'll get A squared equals 11. And so A should be equal to square root of 11. Now, typically we would have plus or minus here, but because we're dealing with sides of a triangle, we only want the positive. So we have the side is going to be the square root of 11. So now we should be good to go. So we have all 6 of them. Now, yes, you've already stated one of them here, but it doesn't hurt to just put them all into a nice cozy package. So what I would recommend is saying, okay, well, we have the sine of theta, so it's going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse. So square root 11 over 6. Cosine, we've already established. Tangent. So tangent of theta. So remember, that's going to be opposite over adjacent. So square root of 11 over 5. And now we can get the rest of them. So let me just move my head out of the way. And so now we would say cosecant should be 6 over the square root of 11. And if we rationalize the denominator, 6 square root of 11 over 11. Secant, we already know. And now cotangent, 5 over the square root of 11. And rationalized 5 square root of 11 over 11. So not too terrible once you have your triangle set up and you get that third side. You got to have that third side, otherwise you're kind of stuck in the water. So, well, let's stop the video here. Nice short one, and then we'll pick up some new concepts in the next video. See you soon.